This is KI0AR. Does anyone need to use the repeater systems before I begin this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net? Please go ahead now. And by the way, for the other fellows that were on the radio, do appreciate that. And no worries. Calling the Colorado Astronomy Net, calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Bernice, and I'll be your net control for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during long transmissions, please allow the repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or priority traffic. If there is any emergency or priority traffic, please go ahead now. Okay, nothing heard. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu Wednesdays, to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night skies for the week, any other special events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. Counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. And just a reminder, we are on the SkyHub Link system, skyhublink.com for more information. Please leave a little bit of a gap between your transmissions. Key up for about 2 seconds and then start to speak into the mic. And then before you release your PTT switch, give another 2 seconds after you quit speaking. That eliminates a lot of headaches for the systems as well. And then leave another 5 or 6 seconds in between so that someone else that needs to jump in for emergencies can do so. And I am guilty of a lot of that myself, so I will try to leave a little bit more of a gap in there as well, since this is a multi-use, multi-state, multi-country for that matter, system. And we do get all kinds of traffic here on the SkyHub Link system. So I do appreciate that. Like I said, for more information on the SkyHub Link system, check out skyhublink.com. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. We are also on YouTube this evening, so if you have YouTube, you're more than welcome to follow along there. Oh, all right. I take check-ins several ways. If you have NetLogger, I will get you logged in via the AIM window. That's the easiest way. And also as well as I will see your, if you happen to have YouTube, I'll see you pop over there. If you do have a call sign over on YouTube, let me know and I'll get you officially over there. If not, a first name and a city and a state for that. Okay, I do see some issues tonight. I was hearing some breakups as well, Moy. Maybe I will switch over to analog for the net and see how that's doing, Moy. I did have some breakups as well. So this is KI0ARQSY. N5ZIQ, N5ZIQ. This is KI0AR. Can you give me a radio check? Over.
KI0AR, N5ZIQ more here in Houston. I've got you. It's a little bit lighter on your audio than you were a moment ago on digital, but your analog signal seems to be coming in okay for now. N5ZIQ, back to you.
All right, boy, just as long as I'm coming in solid copy. You just had to turn up the volume a little bit. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge several call signs that I have already. And then I'll take check-ins over the air in just a minute. Over here on both NetLogger and YouTube. We got Roy, KI7PKL, thanks for checking in tonight. Rip, K3XO, thanks for checking in tonight. Moy, N5ZIQ, thanks for checking in tonight. Robert, W7CTY, thanks for checking in tonight. Mike, KO5AOK, thanks for checking in tonight. Chad, KF0UUC, thanks for checking in tonight. John, W2JLS, thanks for checking in tonight. And Graham, MM1DEA, thanks for checking in tonight. And we got David, N3NTV, thanks for checking in tonight as well. So, nice little turnout as well so far. So right now I'm going to go ahead and take check-ins over the air. Anyone wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Juliet 7, Quebec Golf Foxtrot. Kilo Juliet 7, Quebec Golf Foxtrot.
Okay, we had some breakups. If I don't repeat your call sign, I don't have you on the list yet. There was some very broken signals. I did catch. I do have one of the gateway activity up there, so I got some calls over there. Let me get those in there right now. I think they did show up, so I can get those in there. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, where were we? David, N3 NTV, I think we got that one. Let me see, is that a new call? Let me check. No, you've been there before. Vic, K7MLI, thanks for checking in tonight. Susan, KJ7QGF, thanks for checking in tonight. I think I may need a correction on this one. Jackson, KF0V, VQP, Victor Quebec Papa, I do believe that. There was a station ending in Alpha. Oh, there we go. We got you. There you go. Thanks for popping over on NetLogger. That's Martin. W9EAA, thanks for checking in tonight. Oh, Marty, there we go. Got you on the list. N3ZF. I saw that pop up over there. Bernie, we got you on the list. Thanks for checking in tonight. Vincent, KE0YYQ, thanks for checking in tonight. That looks like it's a new call. So Vincent, thanks for checking in tonight. Phil, K5RUN, and Ken, NB7SS, thanks for checking in tonight for both of you there. I'm going to let this thing drop and get back to YYQ in a sec. KE0YYQ, Vincent down in New Mexico. Thanks for checking in tonight. My name is Bernice. That's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra, and the call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. So thanks for checking in from down south there. Always like to touch base with my first time check-ins, find out a little bit more about your interest, background in astronomy, whether you're just starting out, you've been doing it for decades, like myself. So, and what your interests relative to astronomy is. KE0YYQ, welcome to the net. Tell us a little bit about your interest, background in astronomy. Go ahead, please.
Victor Alpha 3, Zulu, Mike Sierra. This is Kilo Echo Zero Yankee Quebec. I live in Rodeo, New Mexico, home of the best dark skies in the country. Photography for the last 4 years. I took here, and a couple of nights ago I was informed about you, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you... I'm Charlie Yankee Zulu here. Checking in.
Okay, let's see. I got those check-ins. I'll call for check-ins a little bit later on, but I'll go ahead and acknowledge. Let's see. That's because I always like to touch base with my new check-ins right off the bat. I tend to lose them sometimes along the line. It does tend to be a long net, and no worries there. Again, if you're Vincent, great to hear you on. And yeah, I'm glad you're getting into some astrophotography. We got some of those that are interested in that as well on here. So again, welcome. Matthew up in Ontario, I think that's VA3AMS. Welcome to the net. KM7CYZ, Jason, also welcome to the net. Same question to you guys. What's your interest background in is in astronomy, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades? I've been doing this net for almost 30 years. 30 years come February. Oh my gosh. A lot has changed over the last 30 years as far as astronomy is concerned, for sure. So welcome. Matthew, VA3AMS up in Ontario, Canada there. If you could tell us a little bit about your interest background in astronomy, go ahead, please.
Roger, are you calling for Baker Alpha 3 with Mike Sierra? Over.
Apologies, Zulu Mike Sierra, yeah, Victor Alpha 3 Zulu Mike Sierra. That's still a new call on the list. So, Alex or Alexander, whatever you let us know. Still up in Ontario. There you go. Got most of it right. Just one letter off. So I do apologize for that. And thanks for the correction. Tell us, yes, please tell us a little bit about your interest, background in astronomy. Go ahead.
Roger, Roger. Sorry for really confusing. Yes, long time interest in astronomy is largely radio astronomy, and I do have an interesting question to throw at you. I live in Toronto, Canada. However, a friend of mine who lives in Poland has come across, as is common over there, a piece of abandoned Soviet technology, which is a 10-meter parabolic reflector. He was very much like to purpose into sort of an amateur radio telescope. We're very curious about how to go about doing this. He's more of a mechanic and getting the sort of rotor and the inclination motorization solved, which more or less has to. The specific model here is an ANENC 85. It's a big parabolic pitch. My curiosity, and I'll just throw this out to the group, is what can we do with this from a radio telescope perspective? And that's my question. I'll put it back to group and clearing back to next caller. Over.
Alex, yeah, good question. Good question. What my little knowledge on, I wish I had my my radio astronomer on here. He hasn't been for quite some time, unfortunately, due to illness and other things like that. But you could probably use that for quite a bit. The dish itself will pick up whatever frequency you've got the feed horn tuned to, whatever radio frequency, usually in the microwave bands or thereabouts. Whatever you can put at the feed point or that focal point of The dish, that's going to drive what frequencies you can either receive and or transmit. You could certainly get into some EME, Earth, Moon, Earth, digital signals on 2 meters, 440, maybe even 6 or 10. Who knows? That all depends on what you wanted to do with it. But I do have some links on my website for radio astronomy. If you want to check out www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And down in the links section, I got a whole bunch of links down there. There is a section for radio astronomy links, and you may want to check those links out to get you started there, Alex, so that might help. We're running a little late on the net, got some other things to cover for this evening. So again, I'll welcome you to the net, and hopefully you can stick around. I do have a question and answer session in about a half an hour. I do like to go down the list and talk with everybody quick, and that's where I usually save the questions for. But that was an interesting question for sure, and at least hopefully help you out a little bit, get you started there. Maybe you have some more. But right now I'm going to hop over to Jason down in Nevada, KM7CYZ. Same question to you. Your interest, background in astronomy. Go ahead. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get into the announcements kind of quick, and then I got astronomical news for this week. Got some bulletins and a rocket report, and then we'll go down the list and talk with everybody for sure. That's when the question and answers show up. So hopefully you can stick around. I always like to see what kind of questions we generate tonight. And I will take check-ins along the way. If you have NetLogger, I can get you checked in on the list. I'll see your call sign pop up in the AIM window. If you have YouTube, I'll see you pop over there, Colorado Astronomy Net for YouTube. I will also take check-ins via email. You can send email check-ins to ki0ar@ki0ar.com. Just let me know you're out there and listening for tonight. That would be appreciated. All right, announcements. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to the email version of my newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. Or you may visit the website at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the web page is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign, KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of links, including links to the web page and the newsletter. I also volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies, a youth group that meets in Strasburg, Colorado on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m. Always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students interested in astronomy, amateur radio, high power rocketry, remote control aircraft flying, full-scale aircraft construction, archaeoastronomy, radio astronomy, and balloon launch communications. More than welcome to visit our website at www.iaas.org. IAAS, or visit us on Facebook under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. Also a reminder that the Colorado Astronomy Net also has a Facebook page, so if you have Facebook, be sure to hop on there and like us both. The IAAS also has a call sign, K0AAS, so if you happen to hear that on the air, be sure to hop on there and say hey for sure.
I know you want to comment.
Phil, go ahead with the comment. Over. K5RUN.
So this isn't my end, but that, like, it's been really scratchy and choppy and kind of hard to hear. I don't my end. I'm in on YSF, but you all sound like crap tonight. Don't know what the problem is with VK1JT. Okay. Kilo Mike 7 Charlie Acre 0. Copy, over. That station, you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Hold it, guys. This is a net control-driven net, so pass everything through me, please. I would appreciate it. This is a directed net, so there you go. Yes, we have had some issues tonight over the radio. There's nothing I can do about it, so I do apologize. This is a very, very linked system through all different types of modes, and we may have some I don't know exactly what we got going on today, but we are through the internet, so as well for a lot of this. So I do apologize for that. Please bear with us. John, VK1JT, I got you on the list as well. If you want to check in, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. Yeah. Phil, yeah, everybody's signals, it seems, not everybody's, but a lot of signals are broken up this evening. There's nothing I can do about that. So if you drop out, I understand. If you stick around, I do appreciate that. So please direct all calls to net control. This is KI0AR, net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I will take check-ins later on. I am not done with the announcements, so please stand by. And if you do have YouTube or NetLogger, please use those if I am in the process of presenting something. Thank you. All right. If you're interested in flight simulations, you may want to check out Jack's Jack KE0VH's flight simulation on YouTube Mondays and Wednesdays, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. He has some nice flights there. You can check out his YouTube channel, Captain Jack Flight Sim, CAPNJACKFLTSIM. And that's it for the announcements. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I will accept breaks for emergencies only, thank you, as well. So, Robert, we got you checked in, AA5AH. Thanks for checking in via NetLogger. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and get into the local astronomical news for this December 9th. Start off as usual with the phases of the moon. We had a full moon that occurred back on the 4th. That was the third supermoon in a chain of 4. And one of the best for the year. So if you happen to have seen the full moon last week, it was quite spectacular. We've got a last quarter moon coming up on the 11th, a new moon on the 19th, first quarter moon on the 27th. The moon was at perigee, its closest approach to the Earth this month, back on the 4th. It was 221,806 miles from Earth. And that is what made last week's full moon a supermoon, the fact that the full moon occurred on perigee. The moon will be at apogee on the 17th. It's farthest point away from the Earth this month. It will be 252,477 miles from Earth. Planetary highlights for December. The long nights of December are an astronomical delight. The early evening sky hosts Saturn as the main feature, along with Uranus and Neptune. Jupiter rises later and is visible all night, its 4 main satellites undergoing many notable events. The morning sky shows the best northern hemisphere appearance of Mercury for the year. This is from Astronomy Magazine, December 2025, page 28. And for those of you who are listening and maybe receiving intermittent breakups, you can switch over to YouTube. The Colorado Astronomy Net is on YouTube this evening. And so you will get the full audio over there. And you can always listen to the YouTube channel at a later time as well. Please hold all comments for the intermittency of the signals tonight. There's nothing I can do about it from my end, as again, listen on YouTube. All right, continuing on with the planets. Mercury will be it was at greatest western elongation, or about 21 degrees west of the sun on the 7th. Meaning that it was as high as it's going to get in the eastern sky before sunrise. Mercury is rising about 5:24 a.m. on the 1st, about 6:36 a.m. by month's end. Mercury is visible about 30 minutes before sunrise, low to the east. Mercury moves from the constellation of Libra into Sagittarius, shining at magnitude 0.1 on the 1st. Venus is rising about 6:30 a.m. This week. Look for Venus to the east about 30 minutes before sunrise during the first 2 weeks of the month. Venus moves from the constellation of Libra into Sagittarius, shining at magnitude minus 3.9 on the 15th. And we have the winter solstice occurring at 10:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 21st. For the Northern Hemisphere for the Northern Hemisphere, that's when winter officially starts. However, for those of you who are down under, your summer started on the 1st of December. And we got Mars Setting, let's see, Mars is setting about 5 p.m. this week. Look for Mars low to the west in the evening about 30 minutes after sunset during the first couple of weeks of the month. Mars moves from the constellation of Ophiuchus into Sagittarius, shining at magnitude 1.2. So look for Venus in the morning, and it will be disappearing. It's rapidly approaching the sun from that direction. And then Mars in the west in the evening, and Mars is rapidly approaching the sun from the opposite direction. So those two will more than likely be in conjunction and trading places in next month or thereabouts. We got we have Jupiter rising about 7:15 p.m. This week. Look for Jupiter to the southeast in the evening, then follow Jupiter through the night sky as it sets in the early morning hours before dawn. Jupiter's in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude minus 2.6. And we got Saturn rising, about 12:45 p.m. in the early afternoon. Look for Saturn to the south in the evening, south-southwest in the evening sky soon after sunset. Saturn is in the constellation of Aquarius, shining at magnitude 1.0. And the interesting thing about Saturn is its ring system is nearly edge on. So when you do look at it through a telescope or binoculars, you'll see a very, very thin dark line across its surface, and hopefully some banding as well. We got Uranus rising about 3:15 p.m. in the afternoon. Look for Uranus to the south in the evening. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.6. So you may want to wait a little while for Uranus to get up in the skies to get nice and dark to see that one. And that is it for the objects that you can see with the naked eye under optimal conditions. About the best that the human eye can do is about 6th magnitude or dimmest object. Any magnitudes less than 6 you should be able to see with the naked eye. Any magnitudes greater than 6 will require binoculars or a telescope. Neptune will be stationary tomorrow, meaning that it neither appears to move forward nor backward relative to the background skies. Neptune is rising about 1 p.m. in the afternoon. We'll look for Neptune to the south in the evening, just east and following Saturn by just a few minutes all month. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.7. For our dwarf planets, we have Ceres rising about 1:45 p.m. in the afternoon. This Ceres can be spotted low to the south, just below and east of Saturn and Neptune. Ceres is in the constellation of Cetus, shining at magnitude 8.7. Another one where you will need some dark skies, and you'll have to wait until it is more in a southerly direction. So that'll be around 6-7 p.m. And we got Pluto. Pluto is setting about 7:15 p.m. this week. The best time to spot Pluto will be about an hour after sunset to the southwest. Pluto is in the constellation of Capricorn, shining at magnitude 15.3. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto. A large telescope and dark skies will be needed. And this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing, we got meteor showers, the Geminids. This shower is active during the period of December 6th through December 19th, upon reaching a maximum activity during December 13th and 14th. Hourly rates are typically near 80. The meteors are described as rapid and yellowish, with about 4% displaying persistent trains. They possess an average magnitude of about 2.4. And one note about the Geminids, they'll actually be pretty good this year. But for those of you who may want to contribute to some science, as well as learning how to do some meteor scatter communications, you might want to check out the HamSci website. It's HamSci, Ham Science website. They are doing a study on this, and they're looking for people to run digital modes in either the 10 or 6 meter bands this weekend, starting about 6 p.m. on the 13th, running 6 to 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. so overnight. I think that's Eastern time, 6 p.m. to that's 6 p.m. Mountain time, so 8 p.m. Eastern time through 8 a.m. the following morning on the 14th. So those of you who are into digital modes, you may want to check that out. HamSci. We also have the Ursids meteor shower occurring primarily between December 17th and 24th. This meteor shower reaches a maximum on December 22nd. The maximum hourly rate is usually between 10 and 15. Meteors belonging to this stream are typically faint. Okay, thanks for that, Vincent. Glad you're over there on YouTube. You'll get the audio much clearer there, so hopefully, for sure. Comments, 24P, Swashman, Shawmas. Rises around midnight, making it worthwhile to stay up late, especially on the weekend of the Geminids. On Friday the 12th, it shares a low power field with NGC 3607 and 3608, 10th and 11th magnitude respectively, with Shama's forecast at 9th to 12th magnitude. You can estimate its brightness easily. Use detailed charts to make sure you're not misidentifying a background galaxy. And this is from Astronomy Magazine, December 2025, page 34. And that is it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. And Steve, we got you checked in over on YouTube, so thanks for that. KM6VAY, thanks for checking in tonight. Anyone else wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. All right, and that was it for the local astronomical news for this week. Hopefully you guys can get out there and check out the skies. First bulletin I like to share with everybody on the net is ISS passes over your local area. I particularly like this particular website. It's called www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. The one reason I like about this particular website is I can click on a particular pass and see what it's going to look at on a nice 8.5 by 11 sheet and print that out. You can easily print that out on a nice sheet of paper like that. I don't know if you can see that over on YouTube, but there it goes. I can take that outside and see what's going on in the night sky, as opposed to trying to figure out what it looks like on a small cell phone or a small iPad or something like that. Much easier to take that out, and you can make notes, things like that. Again, that website, there is actually a decent pass over the Denver area coming up on the morning of December 14th at 6:09 a.m. The ISS travels from the west-southwest to the northeast, peaking about 72 degrees above the northwestern horizon. So bundle up, nice magnitude, minus 3.9, brighter than Venus. So easy to spot in the sky if it's clear over your area. Again, information is at www.heavens-above.com. I do recommend you sign up for it, put in your home coordinates so you can get much more accurate timings and positionings for ISS paths. It has a whole lot more besides that. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. And lately I've been asked this particular question. I found this article rather apropos for this time of year. This is from Earth Sky, dated today. And this goes for anybody that may be in the market for thinking of buying a telescope. Read these tips first. What to know before buying a telescope. Before you buy, ask yourself this question. Can you identify a few bright planets and some bright stars and constellations? Buying a telescope is one thing. Learning where and how to aim it is another. It's fun to spend a year coming to know the stars and planets as they shift across Earth's seasons. But do you need a scope for that, or would binoculars be better? It's a wise beginner who spends a year with some simple star charts or a planisphere, and maybe a pair of binoculars before investing in a telescope. Try binoculars first for stargazing. First, the pro for binoculars is their ease of use. Most of us have already held and pointed binoculars at distant objects. What's the best choice for the beginning stargazer? A pair of 7 by 35s, 8 by 40, or 7 by 50 binoculars. The first number tells you the binocular's strength or magnification power, and the second number is the diameter of the objective lens in millimeters. In fact, binoculars can be used for stargazing up to a magnification of 10 without the support of a tripod. They won't show you meaningful detail on the planets, but they'll bring out some detail on the moon, let you glimpse some of Jupiter's moons, and enhance the colors and brightnesses of sky objects. Binoculars are particularly useful for deep sky observing of star clusters, nebula, and galaxies. The con for binoculars is that because they work so well for beginning deep sky observing, stargazers enjoy them most when they have regular access to darker skies. What's more, binoculars use complicated optics based on internal prisms that work to provide an erect image. With time, maybe a few years, the prisms may lose their factory set alignment. Plus, in humid climates, both the prisms and the lenses may start developing mold. Luckily, binoculars are a small financial investment than telescopes. A reasonable budget for beginners can range from about $100 to $200. Of course, you can spend more. And in a side note, the Andromeda Galaxy is actually visible completely end to end through a good pair of binoculars. You can see that actually covers about 3 full moon widths in the sky, 3 or 4 full moon widths in the sky. And that field of view is just about right for a good pair of binoculars. While a telescope, while looking at Andromeda, is all you're going to really see is the nucleus of that particular galaxy. So that's just the reader's note there for the difference of looking through a telescope and binoculars for the Andromeda Galaxy anyway. Buying a beginner's telescope. Once you know some bright stars and constellations, you're ready to consider buying a telescope. Telescopes are either refractors using lenses or reflectors using mirrors. Both are excellent. If you want a refractor, consider a 3 to 4 inch or 75 to 100 millimeter long tube achromatic refractor. Don't confuse an achromatic refractor with apochromatic. Those two seemingly innocuous letters can make a huge difference in cost. If you want a reflector, consider a 6 to 8 inch or 150 to 200 millimeter with a Dobsonian mounting. This type of mounting was popularized by John Dobson in the 1960s. It's easy to use and more portable than classical equatorial mounts. It is also cost-effective, giving you the best possible optical quality for the least money. Note, however, that Dobsonian mounts don't use clock drives. To compensate for the Earth's spin, you have to nudge the telescope every few minutes along both axes to keep an object in view. If your primary goal is astrophotography, you'll need an equatorial mount and a clock drive. On the other hand, if you want a solid first scope for learning the sky, a Dobsonian mount is for you. The budget for a beginner's Dobsonian might range from $300 to $600. As always, you can spend more. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing, 6 tips for first telescope buyers. A beginner should be concerned more with aperture or tube diameter than with magnifying power. The primary purpose of an astronomical telescope is to collect light. Its magnifying power is a byproduct. For example, a 6 inch or 150 millimeter scope has twice the diameter of a 6 inch or 75 millimeter unit. meaning that its optical surface will be 4 times larger. In turn, this tells us that the 6-inch instrument will gather 4 times as much light as a 3-inch, making it 4 times more powerful, given equal optical quality. The larger aperture is preferable if the budget allows. 2. Consider who will use the telescope and how. Telescopes are big and bulky, requiring setup each time. Purchase a telescope that is manageable for the person who will be using it. Children and older stargazers might get more use out of smaller, lighter instruments. 3. Spend a year just observing and not taking pictures. Learning to see fine detail on planets and the moon and in the vast array of objects in the deep sky is an art. With practice, your eye will learn to see. Budding astronomers will benefit from putting lots of time at the eyepiece, so a first telescope should be optimized for visual astronomy and not photography. You might try sketching what you see through a scope. It'll improve your observing skills and help you look for fine detail in an object. 4. Consider what else you need for an observing session. Many stargazers bring along lawn chairs, perhaps a small table to spread out your charts, a thermos of coffee and snacks, and of course you will need a red flashlight in order to read your charts without ruining your night vision. Five, keep your expectations reasonable. A planet will not appear through your eyepiece as it looks on your wall poster. Also, forget about colorful nebula. Light collected by a telescope is seen differently by cameras versus the human eye. All of that said, if you patiently train your eye to see and allow yourself some visits to dark sky locations, you might find yourself falling in love with the silence of the night air and the wonder of peering upward through a telescope at the universe's marvels. 6. Connect with other amateur astronomers. Get in touch with your local astronomy club. Take a peek through the eyepiece of every telescope you encounter. Speak to the owners and ask them about the pros and cons. They'll love to tell you about it. In this way, you can become familiar ahead of time with the basic setup and operation of an astronomical instrument. To find a group near you worldwide, let's see, visit this list at, there's a list on skyandtelescope.com. For the U.S., visit the list from NASA. Also, join the Colorado Astronomy Net on Tuesday nights as well. That's my input. And then there's smart telescopes. A recent addition to telescope market is smart telescopes. They are portable, they are run through an app on your phone, and many require little or no setup. Plus, prior knowledge of the sky isn't necessary. You turn them on and tell them to find a star or object, and they go find it. You can run them remotely, and you can watch them update images on your phone. Their software often allows you to record, stack, and process your images right in the app. Like any telescope or binoculars, prices and quality vary. They are a great way to start observing, and you can even jump in right away to taking your own astrophotos. And also on Earth Sky, they also have a link to see the best deep sky photos of November 2025. Good luck and have fun. Bottom line, binoculars are excellent for learning the sky, providing good views of the solar system and deep sky objects for beginners. When you finally decide to buy your first ever telescope, keep it simple. A telescope that is easy to set up and use is key to a solid beginning in amateur astronomy. And that's it for that bulletin for this evening. This is KI0AR, Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. And yes, Steve over on YouTube just posted magnitude 8.7 CME slated to hit the Earth this afternoon, while our continent pointed towards the sun. Probably explains this evening's propagation problem. So there you go. Actually, let me check. Let me check one thing. Spaceweather.com. Spaceweather.com is a good source for the kind of interference we're dealing with tonight. Strong geomagnetic storm watch canceled. A coronal mass ejection, or CME, expected to hit Earth on December 9th, either missed or its impact was too weak to notice. Either way, today's strong geomagnetic storm watch is canceled. A late arrival on December 10th might still cause a major G1 class storm. So there you go. We probably are probably experiencing some of that solar activity hitting hitting Earth and impacting what we are hearing tonight. So there you go. Astronomy is affecting radio. There's not much we can do about it. So we're dealing with it. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to call on Ed, W6RDZ, who checked in via NetLogger. He is going to give us the rocket report for this evening. W6RDZ, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Go ahead with the rocket report.
Good evening, Bernard, and good evening to Ned. This is Rocket Man, WSRDC with the Rocket Report. For tonight, we're going to cover back to the 2nd of December and forward to the 16th. All right, let's look here at last week's launches. The worldwide launch cadence is definitely picking up. November, for the first time in history, mankind achieved more orbital launches, 31, than dates in the month. Last week, we saw 10 orbital launches, despite several scrubs and cancellations. The week ended at 297 orbital launches for the year, and we still look to be on track for a record 300 to 310. My goodness, we're going to exceed 300 easily. I think we're going to exceed 310 for the year easily. All right, I'm going to stop here for a reset and Bernard to give me a signal check. Am I breaking up too bad?
No, Ed, you're fine. Solid copy right now. So go ahead. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
Very good, Bernard. Yeah, right now we have been waxing and waning in that breakup. All right, let's see. That's a good term for astronomy. All right. The big news this week, big launch. China is close to obtaining reusable rockets. Tuesday, December 2nd at 2100 Mountain Standard Time. That was just after our net. China's land space successfully launched the maiden flight of their new UQ-3 rocket from Site 96B at the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center in China. The first flight of the Falcon 9 lookalike was a success. The upper stage reached the desired orbit. That is an exceptional success for a rocket's first flight, test flight. Many of them do not succeed that way. Like a Falcon 9, the EQ-3 is China's first reusable booster. However, the booster's landing failed. The first stage executed its entry burn nominally, but the landing burn was abnormal. landing pad in a large fireball. Q3 came closer to landing than the first flight of Blue Origin New Glenn rocket, and 10 years ago it just SpaceX numerous tries to get us to successfully pioneer the booster landing maneuver. China's Q3 is essentially a copy of the SpaceX Falcon 9, meaning they're similar in size, shape, 2 stages, test grid spins, 9 booster engines, made of stainless steel, etc. But it burns methalox rather than keralox. I've got several links there if you're interested in more information. All right. Second flight, Tuesday, December 4th at 11:12 Mountain Standard Time. SpaceX launched Starlink Group 1125 from Split 14 band at First Space Force Base. 28 Starlink internet satellites belonged off to join the LEO mega constellation. It was booster 1097's fourth flight and Falcon 9 156th mission of 2025. Let's reset the repeaters there. Alright, W6REP back with tonight's rocket report. Alright, first flight, Friday, December 5th at 200 Mountain Standard Time. China X-Space successfully launched the traffic DCS-A and D satellites on a Kaizu 1A rocket from Site 95A at the Jiquan Satellite Launch Center in China. The payload was 2 technology demonstrator satellites going to low Earth orbit. For transmitting signals for the VHF data exchange system. All right, fourth launch, Saturday, December 6th at 0053 Mountain Standard Time. China Aerospace and Science Corporation launched a Long March 8A rocket from LC-1 Wenchang Space Center, China. This was the SatNet LEO Group 14 mission, which placed another batch of 9 communication satellites into the Chinese state-owned SatNet constellation in low Earth orbit. It was the 5th Long March 8A mission. And the 5th launch, Sunday, December 7th at 10:58 Mountain Standard Time. SpaceX launched the Starlink Group 11-15 from Split 14, Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. It was a clear blue sky launch from Vandenberg, just beautiful. It was SpaceX's 590th successful mission and the 292nd overall launch of 2025. I'm going to reset a review here. All right, W6REZ back with the rocket report for the Colorado Astronomy Net. 6th launch of the week was yesterday, Monday, December 8th at 15:11 Mountain Standard Time. China Aerospace and Science Corporation, CAPEX, launched SatNet LE Group 15 on a Long March 6A rocket from LC-9A at the Taiwan Satellite Launch Center in China. Another batch of communication satellites joined the SatNet constellation in LEO. This batch went to polar orbit. It was China's 10th Long March 6A launch of 2025. All right, that was what, 3 launches in 3 days or something. All right, scrub. Sunday, for bad weather, SpaceX successfully launched Starlink Group 6-92 from LC-39A, Kennedy Space Center, Florida, at 15:26 Mountain Standard Time. That was yesterday, December the 8th. Booster 1067 became the first booster to launch 32 missions. 29 satellites made to LEO, so 32 is our new record reuse number for SpaceX. Impressive. 8th launch yesterday, December 8th at 2041 Mountain Standard Time. China Aerospace and Science Corporation launched the Yogan 47 mission on a Long March 4B right, W6RDC back with the rocket report. 10th launch, last one of this week, was also today, December 9th. This one at 12:16 Mountain Standard Time. SpaceX launched the NROL-77 mission on a Falcon 9, departing Slick 40 Canaveral Air Space Force Base in Florida. NROL-77 is a classified mission for the National Reconnaissance Office. It was the 297th orbital launch attempt of 2025 and SpaceX's 164th mission in 2025. That brings us up to upcoming launches for the next week. The big year-end uptick in launches has begun. We have 13 launches currently on the Worldwide Launch Manifest for next week. I think we get one more in. First launch is coming up tonight, December 9th at 2100 Mountain Standard Time. China's Captain Space is scheduled to launch an unknown payload or undisclosed payload on the Kinetica 1 rocket from Site 130 at the Yiquan Satellite Launch Center in China. Let's reset. Back with the rocket report for Colorado Astronomy Net. Second launch of next week. Tomorrow, Wednesday, December 10th at 1:53 Mountain Standard Time. SpaceX intends to launch Starlink through 15-11 on a Falcon 9 from Slick 40 Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. Third launch, Thursday, December 11th at 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. 0700. Roscosmos plans to launch the Obrazor R mission on a Soyuz 2.1A from Plesetsk Cosmodrome, Russia. Plesetsk could still launch Soyuz, but it can't make it to the ISS from there. This is just a regular satellite mission. All right. Number 4, Thursday, December 11th at 11:59 Mountain Standard Time. SpaceX is scheduled to launch Starlink Group 690 from Slick 40 Cape Canaveral. Fifth launch, Thursday, December 11th at 1600 Mountain Standard Time. China's Kasich intends to launch an undisclosed payload on a Long March 12 rocket from LC2 at the Wenchang Space Launch Site. All right, sixth launch. This was rescheduled from last week, December 6th, to Thursday, December 11th. Rocket Lab is docketed to launch the Raise and Shine mission on Electron Security rocket from Launch Pad LC-1B at the Ohio Peninsula in New Zealand, and that's at 2000 Mountain Standard Time. The mission carries 6 demonstrator payloads to low Earth orbit for Japan's JAXA Space Administration. It will be Rocket Lab's 19th mission of 2025. Seventh launch. SpaceX is docketed to launch Starlink Group 15-12 from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California at 22:34 Mountain Standard Time. That on Friday, December 12th. Sunday, December 14th at 06:37 Mountain Standard Time. SpaceX is scheduled. Oh, I lost my place. Darn it, there. Scheduled to launch Starlink Group 699 from LC-39A, Kennedy Space Center, Florida. We better take a break there for the repeaters. All right, W6RDC back with the rocket report. That was 10. And yeah, so we're now 11. intercept satellites, and they're going to low Earth orbit on an Atlas V and a 551 configuration from Flight 41, Cape Canaveral, Florida. Well, Monday, December 15th at 04:52 Mountain Standard Time, Roscosmos intends to launch the Electro-L5 mission on a Proton M/EM3 rocket from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. And our last number 13 launch of next week as scheduled, Tuesday, December 6th at 8:24 Mountain Standard. SpaceX hopes to launch Starlink Group 15-13 from Split 4E at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. Let's reset our repeater there. One last little tidbit in the event. NASA astronaut John Kim and Roscosmos astronaut Sergei Ryzhikov and Alexei Zubrisky, they returned to Earth from the ISS last night at 10:01 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. The Soyuz MS-27 crew departed the International Space Station docking at 6:41 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. The crew spent 245 days in space. They successfully touched down in light snow on the steppes of Kazakhstan by parachute. All right, that's it for tonight's Rocket Report. W6RDC Rocketman Ed wishes you a good night and phenomenal flight. Now back to Starlink Burning. KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
All right, Ed, thanks for presenting the rocket report for this evening. Hopefully we won't have a solid copy for just about all the way through. So so that's great. We may have been having some interference radio-wise, astronomy-wise from the solar activity, because it did kind of sound like that. There was some scratches and things like that, and it was broken up. Hopefully everybody else can hear a lot, but as we all know, that happens. Right now, before we go down the list, I'll see if I have any more check-ins for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Anyone else wishing to check in to tonight's net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Number Papa Golf Echo. Yeah, 9GGE. Yeah, Indiana.
Okay, good evening to you, Mick. N9PGE, thanks for checking in tonight. All right, now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. Questions, comments, observation reports, anything you'd like to pass along to the net, now's the time to do it. We got a long list tonight, so please listen up. For those of you who are on YouTube and can't check in over the air, if you do have any questions, comments, or observational reports you'd like to pass along to the net, just type them into the chat window and I'll pass them along as I see them. And definitely like to hear what you guys are looking at in the skies for sure. All right, and we'll see. Maybe some of that solar activity has faded because I'm getting better reports. for the signals. And since it was a little closer to sunset when we started the net, maybe the Earth is settling down. The skies are settling down for our radio waves tonight. And any interference through the internet or anything else that may be interfering. Right now, first on the list tonight is Roy, KI7PKL up in Oregon. Good evening to you, Roy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, good evening, Bruce. Well, we've been enjoying an atmospheric river here for the past couple of days, and wow, I just try to imagine what it would be like if I could go outside and look up, not get wet, and see stars. But also in the process of buying a monochrome camera and some filters and all that stuff. And so I've been learning a lot about monochrome imaging, the whole process. So looking forward to much better things to come very soon. Back to you, KSM, Big L.
All right, Roy, thanks for sharing that. Monochrome, I guess that's the same as black and white, or maybe that's a little bit different. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I took a lot of the moon images back in the day. I used black and white and actually developed the film myself. So some of the moon pictures you see over on the website, I've taken years ago. Well, almost 50 years ago. So I had fun doing those. But yeah, monochrome. All right, that's cool, Roy. Yeah, you can definitely get some other details with that too. So looking forward to what you got. Let's see, Rip K3XO had to check out. So we'll go down to Moy down in Texas. Roy, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Moy, N5ZIQ, what have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Bernard. Good time to actually more here. Down here in Houston, Texas, looking like we have a pretty night. Some maybe even light fog is starting to form. So I hope that won't diminish anyone's opportunity to look up. Had a couple on Sunday early morning was extremely foggy here. We were 0-0 for a long time. Up until about 2 o'clock. But started clearing up late evening and then yesterday. So tonight looks pretty good, like a pretty good opportunity for someone later. But like I said in the comment, on the 8 window, there are a lot of city lights over most parts of Houston here, but it looks clear for later on. That's all we have down here in Houston, Texas. Y'all have a good evening inside. This is good IQ point. I'll be clear.
All right, Moy, appreciate you sharing that with us. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. And hopefully the signal is much better than earlier in the net there. Thanks for that. Yeah, definitely keep me posted on anybody that's listening, and keep me posted on signal reports. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of it was due to a solar activity tonight, actually. Let's see, Robert in Indiana, W7CTY, was out there listening tonight, but I do appreciate you checking in there, Robert. Next on the list, Mike on YouTube, KO5AOK. If you've got anything over there, just let us know what you're experiencing down in Oklahoma there. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next, Chad, KF0UUC in Highlands Ranch. Good evening to you, Chad. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Vernon. Nothing too exciting here, unfortunately.
Saturday night. But that's about it. KF0 UUC. Back to that.
All right, Chad. Yeah, it's always interesting to see those Starlink trains going overhead soon after they've been deployed. Seen that several times myself. But anytime you guys do get out there with binoculars, like we talked about earlier, for the bulletin for this evening, just point it to some point just above the horizon, 10, 15 degrees above the horizon, and just look at one spot in the sky and count the number of satellites that you can see passing through your field of view. You'll probably get at least one a minute, and quite a few of them will be those Starlink satellites. Unfortunately, there's tens of thousands of satellites now up there that will pass through your field of view. I don't know whether it's unfortunate or fortunate, however you want to look at it, but definitely take a look through binoculars at the evening sky, or the nighttime sky for that matter, and count the number of satellites that pass through your field of view. You will be either shocked and or amazed. And Mike, we got you checked in, KL7FR, here at the bottom of the list, so stick around, hopefully. We're just getting started down the list. All right, Chad, appreciate your comments tonight. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list, John, W2JLS. I checked in over on YouTube. We'll see if he's over on the air as well. John, are you with us tonight? Go ahead. And John over on YouTube out of Ohio. John, do appreciate you being with us tonight as well. And let's see, Steve posted over on YouTube KM6VAY. Dogs woke me up to go out around 3 a.m. and saw a striking moon / Jupiter near conjunction this morning. So I'm assuming that was earlier this morning. So get out there, even the early morning. Well, let's see. Yeah, definitely get out there. Jupiter you can see just about all night long as well. So we got some of those conjunctions coming up with the moon as well for the rest of the month. Graham, I'm M1 DEA out of Scotland. Had to leave as well, but always appreciate him checking in from England area, so to appreciate that. Next on the list, up in South Dakota, N3NTV. I think that was over on, was that YouTube as well? I think so. If you've got anything for the net as well, we'll post that as well. David in South Dakota, do appreciate you checking in via YouTube as well, so thanks for that. Next on the list is Vic down in Arizona, K7MLI. Good evening to you, Vic. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. K7MLI, we didn't get any audio there. I think you might have tried checking, calling, but we didn't hear you. Try again. K7MLI, what have you got for us tonight, Vic? Go ahead.
K7 MLI, how copy? Over.
Solid, Vic. A little low, but your solid copy there. Go ahead, please. What have you got for us tonight?
Okay, Bernie. Well, good evening to you and the net. We have nice, clear, dark skies over here at Casey, Arizona tonight. A little chilly, but that would be expected. Anyway, lots of good information as usual on the net, and certainly do appreciate it. K7 MLI.
All right, Vic. Yeah, a little bit chilly and overcast up here, so we're all jealous. Nice clear skies down there, Vic. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Susan down in Arizona with you there, Vic. KJ7QGF. Good evening to you, Susan. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Bernard and the Matt. This is Kilo 7 Quebec Golf Foxtrot, and I am very interested in picking out those satellites with the binoculars, and I'm going to try that. And I'm still getting certain skills. This helping me a lot with picking out the certain stars, and anyway, we'll work on that. And thank you for everything tonight. It was very informative. This is Kilo 7 Quebec Golf Foxtrot.
All right, Susan. Yeah, look west. Yeah, look west soon after sunset. You know, once the skies get nice and dark, or towards the south. um, that's probably the better time to see those satellites. But you'd be surprised. You know, just look. You know, 10 or 15, 20 degrees above the horizon. And, you know, pick a spot and just count the satellites that go through your field of view. And I was looking towards the south as well, about the same elevations, and was counting the same things going through the skies. So, yeah, all you really need to do is just point point somewhere in the sky, you know, at a comfortable angle, and watch the satellites go by. It's well, I mean, I just remember growing up and hardly ever seeing a satellite ever go through a field of view. Maybe once, and as they say, a blue moon. But now it's constant. It's constant. You just get flooded with them all. All right, Susan, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight, and good luck with that observing. Like to hear the reports from others as well. So thanks for that. All right, I'm just watching over there. Yeah, we had a few check-ins. David, let's see, Mike KL7FR, David WE8M, Doug K0ATP, Doug over on YouTube. So thanks for that. I got that. All right, got you all checked in. Where were we? Oh, we just talked to Susan. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Jackson up in Estes Park, KF0VQP. Good evening to you, Jackson. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Marty out in Iowa, W9EAA. Good evening to you, Marty. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, I really don't have anything, Curtis. Just listening intently, trying to learn. Back to you, Curtis. Good night, Equel's Alpha, but we're in Florida.
All right, Marty, we got you down in Florida. All right. Always love to hear the observation reports from down Florida way as well. So you get a little further south, so you get to see some of those constellations a lot lower. So it's been a while since I've been that far south to look at the constellations down that way. But Marty, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see. Next on the list is Bernie in Wheat Ridge, N3ZF. And good evening to you, Bernie. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list is Vincent down in New Mexico. KE0YYQ. Good evening to you, Vincent. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Philip down in Texas. Phil down in Texas. K5RUN. Good evening to you, Phil. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Curtis. Everybody on the net. Well, this week there's a nice lake out there. I was looking at something that I thought was identified as Saturn. Had a line through it. I thought that was the ring for Saturn. Turns out I made a couple of mistakes. One, the little 70 millimeter refractor telescope I bought. I knew it would have some limitations when I bought it. But apparently it can, small aperture like that can blur out and keep it from red. Made me think I was looking at a planet. And probably a star, probably Capella. But another thing that burned sky, and all the planets will be in the southern half, at least for those of us here in the northern hemisphere. And So I learned that, and I had to keep on working mistakes but learned, so it was a good week. Very thanks for all your help with the emails last few days. And that's about it here from Texas, so thank you, Berta.
All right, Phil. Yeah, we lost some of that transmission there. It was a bit broken up. We may still have some interference over the airwaves or the internet or what have you there. But you know what Phil was looking at last week? He was looking at an artifact of his equipment through his small refractor there. It was actually causing him to see a line through Capella, a star in the constellation of Auriga. And that's obviously in the northeastern part of the sky. So I was trying to figure out what he was looking at, and we were thinking he might have gotten turned around and looking at Saturn, but I wasn't aware of that. I haven't looked through a refractor in decades myself. So with the lesser quality scopes, that's something that you have to be aware of. They do have some deficiencies in their optics and may cause you to see dark lines through the image. So that's what Phil was seeing, and he sent me an email, and we discussed it a bit. And I'm glad, Phil, you took the time to research that and provide a much better explanation than me turning you around. To apologize for that, but yeah, learning experience all around. I've been in astronomy since way back when. But like I said, this is a learning net, and even I learn something new every time, even if it is with something as basic as looking through it through the different scopes. We figured that out, and yeah, if anybody has any issues or things they have questions about, yeah, feel free to send me an email. And we can definitely figure that out one way or another. But yeah, I wasn't aware of some of the limitations. I have an 8-inch Celestron scope, and I've looked through the larger, 20-inch refractor at Chamberlain Observatory, a nice 6-inch refractor that we have, an optical. Very good scope that we have for the IAAS as well. So learn something new every day. So the $2,000 scopes and the $10,000 scopes and the $1 million scopes don't seem to have those limitations that the $100 scopes might have. So there you go. And yeah, we talked a little bit about that for the presentation this evening. Hope that helped everybody. And that was from the Earth Sky. If you're interested in taking a look at that, that is from the Earth Sky website. And it's earthsky.org if you're looking for that. Phil, thanks for sharing that. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Ken out in Nevada, NB7SS. Good evening to you, Ken. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Have
outside there, Bernard. Haven't been doing much observations outside. It's just too plain cold, I'll tell you. Being cold weather don't make it, I'll tell you. I hate winter. But that's the best time to look out in the sky, I tell you. That's when all the stars are crystal clear and just bright as can be. For some reason, the winter time just does that to it. But anyway, there, Ernest, great net tonight, and thanks, Ed, for doing the rocket report. Very interesting tonight, I tell you. That was a good one. Anyway, take care, Ernest. I'll let you get on with the net. This is NG7SS. Back to you, Ernest. Thanks for being there. You always do a great job.
All right, Ken, appreciate that. Yeah, the one reason in the wintertime is all of that moisture is gone. We don't get the evaporation like we do in the summertime. A lot of that water vapor disappears in the night skies and do present nice crystal clear skies. Of course, we do have to deal with the cold. Always a challenge for winter observing, but the skies do appear to be darker, much crisper. But you do have to worry about the wind too. You get some upper atmospheric wind, so you get some nice twinkling of the stars. The seeing sometimes isn't as good as it could be in the upper atmosphere, as opposed to the lower atmosphere during the summers. All right, Ken, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Al up in Ontario, VA3ZMS. Good evening to you, Al. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list is Jason out in Nevada, KM7CYZ. Good evening to you, Jason. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is John down in Australia, VK1JT. Good evening to you, John. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Robert down in Texas, AA5AH. Good evening to you, Robert. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list, Steve up in Fort Collins, KM6VAY. Got your report over there on YouTube, so thanks for that. Appreciate you checking in tonight as well. Appreciate your comments over there. Next on the list is Ed in Broomfield, W6RDZ. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening again, Dennis. W6RDZ here. Really nothing else. Yeah, I haven't been doing any sky watching the past week, so I have no observations to report. So I'll just leave you with that. W6RDZ, back to that.
All right, Ed. No worries. Yeah, understandable. And the older I get, the warmer I want to stay sometimes. So I may have to do some of those remote observatories for sure. All right, Ed. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight, and appreciate you doing the rocket report tonight as well. So thanks for that. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Mick in Indiana, N9PGE. Good evening to you, Mick. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Mike up in Alaska, KL7FR. Good evening to you, Mike. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
KI0AR, here is KL7FR. I just wish to echo my all-star not talking to the new star names stuff, so I got some bugs to work out on that. But glad to get in here tonight. I am the frozen radio because it's currently -10 Fahrenheit here at Willow, Alaska. In the Hampshire, now called Ice Station Windy. It's always 68 degrees and sunny. It's clear and cold. One good thing. There's a couple good things about something. One good thing about -10, it's not -20
All right, Mike, great to hear you from up in Alaska there. Definitely stay warm. Yeah, kind of envious that you get to see a lot more of the northern lights up there. Would love to see some images, even if they're taken with a cell phone. I had a student just several weeks ago when we had solar activity take a whole bunch of, just a series of 10 or 15 images of the sky over just a few minutes. And it was interesting when I took them and stuck them in the video that I actually have posted on my YouTube channel of that little video of watching the sky change over time with a whole bunch of shots that he took, as opposed to just singular images of what people are seeing in the night sky. And that goes for anybody. If you're out there looking at the aurora, take multiple images, over the space of 5 or 10 minutes, and then create a little movie for it and watch watch them on there. Or if you're watching them for real, you'll see the sky changing every second there, for sure. But definitely, I was definitely intrigued in watching what we could see down here in Denver. The reds and the green glow. I know they see much more up there, further north. So, yeah, I'd love to see multiple images of that for sure there. Well, Mike, do appreciate your comments and definitely appreciate you checking in tonight. And this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Oh, Robert, my radio was not transmitting. Join the net. Some binoculars 12 by 50s. And our weather is only 54 degrees Fahrenheit now. All right, you're down in Texas, so there you go. Plan to use my Sky Guide iPhone app to locate what is in the sky. You betcha. Definitely learn the sky and figure out what's up there, Robert, for sure. That was always my my advice to students when I had them is learn 10 constellations and then every month learn 2 more. So there you go, and learn where you can find the planets at different times of the year, or what's up and when they'll be up for sure. All right, Robert, saw that post in the AIM window, so thanks for that. All right, next on the list is David in Ohio, WE8M. Good evening to you, David. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Bernard, and the net. And yeah, I was check that I was out for a annual Christmas dinner put on my local. Just got back home, so anyway, I don't really have anything to report. I haven't done any observing due to being sucked in by clouds over the last couple of weeks or so, and looking at the clear sky. Oh well. Anyway, the clear skies will come. So 73 and clear skies to everyone on the net. This is WE8M Whiskey Echo 8 Mike. 73.
All right, David. No worries. A little bit broken up. We caught most of that. We had some real bad interference. I think it may have been due to solar activity, because we did have a CME pass by at least the Earth. So earlier today, so we may have been catching some of that and affecting communications, both reception on my side and transmission as well. So, across the board. and reception on your side as well. So a little bit of that, but that's what this is all about. I mean, we're actually experiencing astronomy affecting radio. So there you go. So a nice tie-in for the net tonight. A little distracting and annoying, but nonetheless, it still ties in with what we talk about here on the net. So, David, yeah, hopefully it'll clear up and you'll be able to get out and enjoy some of the winter night skies for sure. So appreciate your comments, appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list, Doug out in Parker, K0ATP. Monitoring tonight. If you got any questions over there on YouTube, Doug, just post them over there. But I do appreciate you checking in via YouTube for sure. Next on the list is Frank in Minnesota. Frank, we got you checked in. KF0SZC. What have you got for us tonight? Go. Yeah, man. Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah, what have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Thought I'd mention something I heard on the local Elmer-net yesterday here in Rochester. Hamsai, that's Hotel Alpha, Mike, Sierra, Charlie, India, is doing a citizen science project that is at the perfect confluence of the net, ham, and astronomy, like the weather studies with the solar. They're holding a so-called meteor scatter party this weekend, starting on Friday, December 12th, and going through the 13th. More info can be found at hamsci.org/Mike Sierra Quebec Papa SSQP. I apologize if somebody already covered this earlier before I joined, but I wanted to bring it up in case no one else has. As far as stuff that's happening here in Minnesota, I recently went to a Rochester Astronomy Club meeting where they showed off the Star 50, and it was a very little compact astrophotography telescope that fits pretty much in your backpack. And the images that they showed that it captured, the resolution is not great. It's only 1080p. It certainly got me intrigued, and out shopping on Amazon and whatnot for a photography telescope. That's about it. Thanks for running the net as usual. This was KSC. Back today.
Yeah, Frank. Yeah, I mentioned that during my meteor shower report earlier, but you provided the website, so I do appreciate that. I just posted that both in the NetLogger or AIM window and over on YouTube as well. So that's this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Friday evening, Saturday morning time frame for that. I think they were looking for communications. They were digital mode. I forget what mode they wanted to use for 6 and 10 meters specifically. They were mentioning, but I think any reports that they get, signal reports, just listening, and if anybody records anything on the frequencies that they mention, that would contribute to their science as well. hamsci.org /MSQP. So let me see. See if I can find that email. Just a sec. I think I got an email on that. I'll have to look at that and see. I was busy with another meeting prior to this and trying to get ready and everything for the net, and I totally spaced that. No pun intended. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Yes, it was an ARRL bulletin. So if you belong to that, it was a bulletin on that. December 12th, 13th. If anybody wants me to forward that email to you, just let me know. If you don't get the ARRL there. HAMSci, the Ham Radio Citizen Science Investigation Program, is looking for ping jockeys or ham radio operators who enjoy making contacts via meteor scatter to take part in its meteor scatter QSO party during the Geminids meteor shower on December 12th and 13th, 2025. Operations will take place on 10 meter and 6 meter bands only, 28.145 and 50.260 megahertz, using the MSK 144 digital protocol. So I will post that a little bit on YouTube as well, and over on AIM. So there you go. The event is a combination on-air contest and data collection for what HAMSci describes as an experiment to analyze the feasibility of HF meteor scatter for future scientific research. So there you go. If you get the ARRL bulletins, ARLS003 is the that. So if you get the ARRL bulletins, look that up. You may have gotten it in the email yesterday. So Frank, thanks for reminding me about that, and I know I had seen it. I guess I saw it yesterday, and totally spaced it. So, but yeah, definitely, and I think I did want to talk about that tonight. So there you go. And yeah, if anybody wants me to forward that email to you, I can certainly do that. Just to send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com. And I'm also good in QRZ. Just let me know, and I'll flag that right now. So if anybody wants that. They're looking for recordings or what have you, especially recordings, wave files. So if you can record what you're listening to, even if it isn't QSOs, that will contribute to their scientific analysis as well. And this is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. It's getting late, and I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna, and we had a nice long list tonight, so I do appreciate that. Let me check my emails again, see if there's any activity. Yeah, we did have one check-in listening in there. So Scott, KF0TBZ, There we go, listening in. So thanks for that, Scott. Do appreciate it. I just got your email. So I'll add that to the list as well. So thanks for that. All right, let's see. Oh, what the heck. I'm here. I'm here. Let's see. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins before I go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening? Please call KI0AR now.
K9 BYU, Kilo 9, Bravo, Yankee uniform, late check.
All right. Good evening to you, Russell. K9 BYU. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Oh, well, sorry to say I don't have much going on, so I'll turn it back over to you. K9 BYU.
All right. Let's see. Scott, that's a new call on the list. So welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Thanks for listening in tonight. Oh, that was a while ago, but yeah, we got him checked in. All right. I don't know if you're still listening or not, but do appreciate you checking in tonight. So thanks for that. And Russell, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. I'd like to thank the 30 check-ins for checking in tonight. Hopefully we'll hear from all of you next week for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu for Wednesdays. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for the use of their repeater system. Yeah, we switched over earlier. We were having trouble with the Wires X side, or the digital side. We're still having some issues as well, even on the analog, but they're a little bit better. So we switched over there. So to appreciate being able to use their systems as well. And appreciate the SkyHub link group, skyhublink.com, for more information on that and all the ways that you can connect into SkyHub. Digital, analog, Wires X, Echolink, All-Star Notes, all of the above, and then some as well, hotspots and what have you. So to appreciate that. For more information on the nets that they have, and including this one, skyhublink.com for more information. With that, I will say 73 and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.
That's a great message. Thank you very much for appreciate it. That's pretty fantastic, actually.
Hey, Moy, I do appreciate that. Appreciate the support for sure. And hopefully I wasn't too abrupt earlier when we had all the interference and people breaking in there. But yeah, I want to run a clean net, that's for sure. All right, Moy, appreciate you. Appreciate your support there for sure. N5 ZIQ, this is KI0AR 73.